We are live in the afternoon, which is weird. Don't do these afternoon ones very often, so just waiting for people to join into the chat. This might actually go terribly, and we might not have no one come in. So just go have a cup of tea, and let's wait for people to arrive. Hopefully, people will jump in this afternoon for a stream. Just thought I'd come in and jump on and be a bit weird on this cold. I'm fucking cold. Cold Sunday today, guys. Bit of cup of fucking tea, warm me up. There's some people jumping in. 3 people watching. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Hope you're doing well. I think the topic of today will be Halloween Ends. I'll try to talk about it without any spoilers, basically, because I know people. Not everyone would be able to see it this weekend, which is a shame. But hopefully, people, I know it's going to piss the fans off immensely. And my opinions are probably going to piss a lot of people off as well. But we all enjoy different things. We all we all dislike different things. We have the monkey in the chat. Welcome to the stream, my friend. Hope you're doing well. They say evil didn't die tonight. I mean, the whole idea of the Halloween sequel, reboot sequel, it was originally meant to be on one night. The whole trilogy was meant to be one night, and it never was one night. They changed it during lockdown. They changed it to this 4-year time skip. And that 4-year time skip for me, just FYI, I actually really enjoyed the film, Halloween Ends. I thought it was actually a really, really, really great time. Not a perfect film. Has its issues. I might get into those if we go into spoilers later on. But yeah, I had a really, really good time with Halloween Ends. I thought it was a very big surprise of the year for me, I think, this movie, because as you might know if you watch my channel or watch these streams, I've mentioned numerous times that I really don't like Halloween Kills very much, and even tried it on a rewatch, even though I was really tired and I fell asleep for the first half. But I digress. The first half I fell asleep with Halloween Kills on a rewatch, but even on that little rewatch and seeing that Evil Dies Tonight, a hospital sequence, that was kind of just like pulls you out of the whole movie. But yeah, I didn't care about this movie when we sat down to watch it, and also I didn't know what to expect whatsoever when me and Soph went to see it on Friday. But I was wonderfully surprised how much I really enjoyed this movie. I enjoyed so many character threads in this film that I really liked where they were going with it. Obviously, the big Halloween fans that wanted that Michael Myers versus Laurie Strode for one last time will probably come out of this movie probably hating the shit out of it, because it wasn't that. I think the marketing really has killed this movie, in my opinion. But yeah, I had a blast with Halloween Ends. I thought it was a great old time, great fun time at the cinema. I wouldn't say it's a great film though. I think it's a good film that has some problems. But yeah, I really, really had a good time with it. I feel like there's a lot of things to unpack thematically with Halloween Ends that I really appreciated. And to see Laurie Strode as an actual human being rather than this like hardcore Sarah Connor knockoff was actually a nice breath of fresh air for that character. But yeah, Halloween Ends, I know it's gonna be probably the most divisive film of the year, I reckon. And I think it's gonna be hard to find people in the middle. I think it's gonna have 2 camps. You're gonna either fucking hate the fucking shit out of this movie and think it's the worst thing ever made for the Halloween franchise, or you're gonna appreciate what they did, how they tried to mix it up and change it up and be a bit different from its predecessors and be something quite unique for a Halloween film. I think it might actually you'd be either 2 camps, and I can see I understand both camps, but I'm on the camp where I actually was really surprised and I actually enjoyed my time with the film. Going on to some comments. We have Andy from Forgotten of Movies. Welcome to the stream, Andy. Appreciate it. We had a good chat last night about Halloween Ends, so that was a good old little chatteroo. We have the lady of the hour. We have Sophie. Hi, Soph. Sorry I can't be there to entertain everyone. I know you're gutted. Don't cry too much. I'm crying inside, Soph. I'm crying inside. You can't hear the tears because they're inside. We have Pete, Playtime Guy says, afternoon, Jason. Afternoon, Pete. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Pete says, Halloween Ends was a mixed experience for me. I can see why both people like and dislike it, but I honestly think on a rewatch it could be great. I really like I said, I can't get over how much I enjoyed it. It's weird. It baffles my brain completely. But there is one point in that film. There's one point in that movie where as soon as this one thing happens, I can see the fan base going, just splitting right down the middle. And they're not too sure about what they're it's going to be like, oh, this is actually really cool. I dig where this is going. Oh, what the fuck are they doing? This is the worst thing ever. That's how it's going to go with the audiences for this film, I think. But I had a good time with it. I thought it was fun. I'm looking forward to rewatching it. I'm going to get the 4K. I don't care. I'm really looking forward to rewatching this movie. The Monkey says, "Happy October, Jason. What was your favorite October film? I actually enjoyed a sequel. I actually enjoyed a sequel. I actually didn't know I'd love so much. Hocus Pocus 2, It Grows on You. Not seen that. I don't really have any kind of inkling to, any kind of plans to watch that film, to be honest. Because I think it's woefully unnecessary, but I'm glad you liked it, man. That's cool shit. Favorite October film? See, I don't really know, really, because obviously it's all to do with horror. But if you mean October in terms of like the Halloween season and Halloween kind of flavored movies, there's not many that I've actually seen that I actually can pick out my brain right now. Obviously, John Carpenter's Halloween is up there, probably the top tier in terms of films that feel like Halloween and feel like that autumn season. But I don't know. Like I just tend to watch a bunch of horror films in October. Like me and Soph, we watched through the Evil Dead franchise, Evil Dead 2, and Army of Darkness, all in 4K. Very recently, had a great time watching those films back to back. That was really fun. Evil Dead 1 still really holds up as a low budget kind of just like shoestring kind of production. His young kid Sam Raimi making that. I think he was like 21 when he made that film. It's crazy how good it is, considering this is like just come straight out of school and make that movie with Bruce Campbell. With Evil Dead 2, I think the leap in filmmaking is astonishing. And what he was able to do with his camera work in Evil Dead 2 was absolutely masterful. And he's completely in command of the tone and the characterization, and obviously his camera work in Evil Dead 2 is a character of its own. So good. Even though I've never really liked Army of Darkness that much, I think I appreciate it a bit more on a rewatch. There's one point in Army of Darkness where it completely takes me out of the movie. And that's the bit where Ash is being chased by the evil force, and he takes refuge in the windmill, and you get the whole like mini Ash attack and all that. That went really too goofy in my mind, and really I just didn't find it very funny, and it kind of derails the film for me. I understand his purpose is there to give us evil Ash, which is he becomes like the main antagonist in the movie. But I feel that sequence really kind of just like it's just not. I just don't think it's very good. I don't think it's very funny. The rest of the film is fine though, and I appreciate it on a rewatch. But yeah, it's still my least favorite of the franchise, unfortunately. But watching them back to back in 4K was really, really fun, and hopefully Sophie enjoyed her time with them as well. Sophie says, "I love Halloween Ends, apart from the flashing lights, the bastards." That sequence even kind of annoyed me. There's a sequence in Halloween Ends, guys, where the two of the characters are at this bar at a party, this Halloween party, and there's loads of strobe flashing lights, and Sophie's got she's sensitive to flashing lights, so it fucked her up for that movie, for that portion of the movie. Anyway, it does get annoying. I feel flashing lights are unnecessary. It does get annoying in movies, I think, even if you're not photosensitive. I think that kind of stuff can really fuck you up in a movie and take you out of it, because you're trying to watch, but you're trying to go, oh fucking hell, flashing lights, guys, why? But yeah, flashing lights are a bastard, but I'm glad you really enjoyed it, Soph. I really am, because I can't get over how much I enjoyed that film. The Monkey said, you watch it and hate it, then as days pass, it grows on you till you finally love it. That's cool, man. I'm glad you liked the Hocus Pocus too. Maybe I'll check it out at some point. Platonic Guy says, picked up Friday 13th 8th film pack. Looking forward to watching the series in full. What's your highlights of the franchise? The first two films are really good. I think Friday the 13th Part 1, the actual pacing is great pacing. I think the characters are quite cool. Just a really cool slasher film from the 80s, I think it's very well realised. Speaking of being well realised, Friday the 13th Part 2 is everything that is great from the original, and they've made it even better. I think Part 2, in the entirety of the Friday the 13th franchise, I think Part 2 is the most well-rounded slasher film in that franchise. All the characters are likable. Jason is scary as shit in that movie. That's when he wears the sack over his head. I think it has, in my opinion, one of the best final girls in the franchise is Ginny. Really, really great movie. Part 2 is one of my favourites in the franchise. I fucking love that. Part 3 I found was a bit of a slog. I didn't care for Part 3 that much. I know he gets his hockey mask in Part 3. Spoilers, Pete, sorry. He gets his hockey mask in Part 3, and that's kind of iconic, but it's kind of boring to me. It takes ages to get going, that movie. It's so slow and tedious. Part 4 is really good. Final Chapter, really enjoyed that one. Part 5, I'm mixed on. It's got some good ideas in there, but sometimes it's a bit iffy. It can be a bit like, oh, is this necessary kind of thing. Part 6 is amazing. Jason Lives. Love that film. It takes the franchise into absolute just ludicrously over the top silliness, which at that point it is perfect for that character in that franchise to go absolutely just bonkers insane. So that one's a really good time. Part 7, don't like it that much. Part 8, it's bad, but I have a good time with. It's on a boat. Part 9 is a piece of shit. No one should watch it. It's fucking dog shit. Jason Goes to Hell is shite. Jason X is a lot of fun. I don't like Freddy vs. Jason very much, and I love the remake. Just a heads up. That's my overview of the Friday the 13th franchise, I suppose. But yeah, I hope you enjoy your time with it, Pete. Have a good old back-to-back marathon, because it's a lot of fun. When you marathon it, it's a lot of fun. Honestly, it really is. We have a Jim Jam Movies and TV. James, welcome to the stream. Dudley! Hello, mate. I'm on my break. Well, make sure you eat something and don't waste your time watching me when you've got to eat, sir. The amount of times I watch YouTube and don't eat on my break is awful. Make sure you get something to eat, my dude. Look at me, I'm going to give all the advice today. Sean Sheridan says, welcome to the stream, Sean. Halloween Ends was a blast. I love the mix of Christine and Halloween 1978. Great ending for the series. By doing something fresh and new, the hate is just fanboys who want nothing new, just same crap. I kind of agree, but I also think the marketing didn't help this movie because the marketing is all about this final confrontation between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers. And we do get that, but it could have been way better, in my opinion. I think that the confrontation in 2018 Halloween was a better confrontation than what we got in this movie. But like I said, it's not a perfect film. I had a great time in the cinema watching it. I thought it had great ideas, like I said, without going into spoilers. But it has its issues for sure. But I don't hate it. No, I don't even hate it. I really like it more than most people in the fandom. And the sad thing is all I'm seeing is hatred for it, and it's a shame because it does a lot of things that I really appreciate for a franchise movie. Soph says, I loved Ash's descent into madness in Evil Dead 2. Fucking Bruce Campbell's awesome. That whole descent into madness in Evil Dead 2 is just, you gotta love fucking Bruce. You gotta love Bruce Campbell in that movie. Like, his whole physical slapstick acting is amazing. When he's just his hand possessed and he's beating himself up with the hand, it's so good. One of my favorite moments in the whole movie, that is where he's having a fight with his own hand. It's so fun. The monkey says, don't worry, Jason, my favorite characters in that film of the film with the shop owner of the magic shop. Okay, cool. Is the shop owner? Yeah, cool. Sean to say, Sean disagree. I love Betsy Palmer in Friday the 13th, and I like it. I like it has more story than 95 of the other movies, with the whole the whodunit storyline. But the pacing is garbage. I think so much filler. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. I just think it flies by for me. I think it's paced pretty well. No worries, monkey. I understood what you said. It's all good. Sean Sheridan says, no, I hate Jason X. The acting, the premise of Jason in space is crap to the extreme, worst of the series by a mile. When Jason looks like a Power Ranger, that should say it all. Yeah, but it's fun though, man. It's better than fucking the Drek. That was fucking Jason Goes to Hell. That was fucking Jason wasn't even in it, pretty much. So yeah, I don't know. I take Jason X over. I'll take Jason X over Freddy vs. Jason, and I'll probably take Jason X over Jason Goes to Hell by a landslide. Sean agrees with me here. He says, yes, the marketing killed Halloween Ends. Yeah. It playing, it's sort of kind of, it's not a lie because we do get what they are advertising, but in the context of the movie, it's very minute, which is a shame. Soph says, we need to watch some of Ash vs. Evil Dead when I'm down next. Yes, I fucking love that series. That series is great. It's so much fun. Dr. Impossible Counterpunch 94, the best name on YouTube. Welcome to the stream, my friend. He says, I'm surprised you liked it, Jason, considering how the story was set up before Halloween Ends appeared. I suppose you can't really call the film a Halloween movie. Sounds like a convoluted plot. As a trilogy, the sequel trilogy is a bit of a mess. And I think this trilogy would have served better if it was just a story that took place in all one night. I still think that would have been a better, kind of more complete, focused story. This is the problem with trilogies, and when these franchises, when these studios plan for a trilogy, they usually put out the first movie as a feeler, as how much money is this going to make for us, so we see what their demand is. And because Halloween 2020 made so much money and did really well for them, they were like, okay, let's fucking capitalize this and do 2 more movies. But I feel like they sort of didn't have a plan. They were like, well, we want to make more money. Let's do 2 more and kind of tie them together and make a trilogy, but it wasn't planned. And I think you can tell that right off the bat with Halloween Kills. I don't like Halloween Kills. And when you watch that again, I think if you watch that in the context of the 3 movies, it does feel like this kind of weird kind of middle film that feels a bit odd. Saying that, Halloween Ends does feel like I can't talk for shit, guys. If you can't tell, if this is the way I would describe it. So imagine like Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills are brother and sister. Halloween Ends feels like you're like a distant cousin that you never fucking visit, because in terms of thematics, it's so separate from the first 2 movies in the reboot sequel trilogy. And yeah, I just feel like, you said like convoluted plot. They changed so much like last minute during lockdown. So it's like, I think they've got really cool ideas in Halloween Ends. I can't get into spoilers because I don't want to ruin it for people who haven't watched it yet. But like, there's really cool. There's social commentary about evil infecting people, and are you going to open that door in your brain and let evil into you? Are you going to give into your darker side? Are you born evil, or can you be manipulated to become evil? It's really cool themes and really cool kind of social commentary, and I feel like it takes a really cool little dig at kind of like not cancel culture per se, but like reactive culture, a reactionary culture, where it's like, as soon as society believes something, it's very difficult to make them not believe that. It doesn't matter how innocent you are of something or whatever like that. That's why some people say an accusation of something is almost pretty much as bad as actually being guilty of that act, because once someone makes up their mind, it's very difficult to make them kind of see a different perspective. And I like that aspect for this movie, Halloween Ends, because you kind of see how societal perception can really ruin people's lives. And I think it really does focus on that a lot in Halloween Ends, and I really appreciate it. And the thing is, Halloween Ends I like the most is that you would get a lot of characterization, and it focuses a lot on people's characters, and I do like that. And I think it's just nice to see a film take ballsy decisions sometimes. I'm sure I give it that. Maybe they shouldn't do it, in the third movie of a trilogy when they're trying to wrap stuff up. Maybe that's a bad idea to do that. I'm not saying it's a good idea at all, but it was just a breath of fresh air, not knowing what to expect from this one, and I actually had a really good time with it. That's how I would explain that. But yeah, I can understand what you mean though, Dr. Impossible, about it. I suppose you can't really call the film a Halloween movie. Yeah, it's not in keeping with the general kind of template. If it didn't have the theme in there, and you might be thinking you're watching a different film, but I kind of appreciate the different kind of direction it went. Sean Sheridan says, funny enough, with Halloween Ends, I have a new respect for Jason Goes to Hell. Not comparing quality, but I respect that movie far more now for how different it is. I've never liked that movie. Maybe this Halloween I'll give it a rewatch and see how I feel. But you're not the only one that has found new respect. I spoke to Andy from Forgotten About the Movies. He's just done a Friday the 13th marathon, and he said we had a chat last night about it, and he was like, he's found a little bit of a enjoyment out of it on the recent rewatch, and maybe I might find something to like. But I remember the couple of times I have watched it, I've never ever liked it, and I think it's been the worst of the franchise for a long time for me. But as always, perception changes, perspective changes, so you never know. I might find something to like this time around. Just because, that's the thing as well with opinions, just because my opinion was this 2 years ago, it doesn't mean it will be the same now. That's what I like about opinions, and how sometimes a film can come along that you didn't like before and you rewatch it at the right time, and you might find exactly what you're looking for in something. So yeah, I'm gonna have to give it a rewatch. I think Jason Goes to Hell, because you are the second person, Sean, that has told me that you found a newfound appreciation for it in some regard. So that's cool. We have Al Big P33 in the chat. Afternoon, sir. Hope you're well. I'm doing good, man. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're just smashing those charity shops and getting some amazing deals, as always you do, sir. As always you do. Send me some photos of your latest stuff, because I know you get insane deals up in Scotland there. And the monkey says, hey there, Jason. Hey there now. Jason X does not look like a Power Ranger. He looks more like Lord Zed. Don't mess with Power Ranger lore. Brilliant. I mean, I'd go and watch Power Rangers versus Jason Voorhees any day of the week. Give us that movie, people. New Line Cinema. Who owns Friday the 13th now? I don't even know. But whoever owns Friday the 13th, give us fucking Power Rangers versus Jason Voorhees. That'd be an amazing movie. Pete says, Platinum guy, the guy who directed this Halloween trilogy, his next venture is a new Exorcist trilogy, which is going to be interesting. And again, with that Exorcist trilogy, or Exorcist in general, it's going through this. It's once again another horror franchise. It's going through this fucking just manufacturing machine of Hollywood, where it's like, let's ignore all the sequels and do a legacy sequel and be a reboot sequel trilogy thing. So just leave the Exorcist alone, guys, man. That one movie is just perfection to me. I don't know why they want to fucking rinse and repeat. Forgotten of movies, Andy says, my expectations for Ends were on the floor, but coming out of the cinema, the movie entertained me. Certainly not perfect, but are good things to take from it. I think I like more than I dislike with that movie as well. So I do have a review I'm planning to film, so I will go through my negatives and my positives and stuff like that, and actually go in more detail about my thoughts. And it will be spoilerific as well, so be prepared for that. Last Chance Shares, welcome to the stream. Have you commented before? No. Yeah, welcome to the stream, my dude. Hey, will you be buying the Terrifier double pack? With the UK postal strikes going on at the moment, I wonder if my Blu-ray will come on release day along with those T-shirts. I tagged you on Insta. Yeah, I saw those. That's cool, man. I will be getting it because I'm not the biggest fan of the first Terrifier. I think it's fine, but I don't think it has much substance other than let's see how violent we can be for the whole movie. And I've heard that the sequel has a lot more, characterization, story, narrative, a bit of lore behind Art the Clown, which I'm more interested in. So hopefully Terrifier 2 will be a good old time. But yeah, I do plan to pick up that double pack. I hope you get your stuff though, dude, because the UK postal is fucking shit. Just a heads up. Gary the Blue Addict, welcome to the stream, my dude. Hi, dude. Hope you're good. I'll definitely watch this and catch up tonight. Appreciate it, Gary. I really do. Thanks for joining for the little bit that you did. Big P33 says, glad you enjoyed Ends. Completely agree that this trilogy felt very, very like the Matrix trilogy. First film made a big bang, and they thought, can we make more? Glad you enjoyed it, though, pal. Yeah, that's a great way to put it as well. The first one makes a big bang, and they thought, oh, that's a lot of money. Let's make more. I mean, can we make more? You should say like it's more like can we make more money? That's what they usually say at Hollywood, don't it? That's why Saw got about fucking 8 sequels because it was like just making so much money. Dodger Impossible says, I like the title of this film, Halloween Ends, but does it? Halloween Pauses doesn't have the same ring to it. Hollywood's lost the flipping plot. I mean, to answer that question, it'd be spoilers, right? So unless you've seen it, Dodger Impossible, I don't want to answer that question. I don't want to spoil this movie because I feel I found it a really interesting and entertaining diversion of a Halloween film that I think, if you go into it, kind of, hopefully people that are not enamored by the Halloween franchise, are not hardcore fans, might find something to enjoy. Because I'm not the biggest fan of the Halloween franchise. I've only seen a handful of the films anyway. So I was able to put my kind of gatekeeper fucking horror gatekeeping hat on the left, leave it at home and go and just see the film with no kind of expectations and just see if I enjoy it. And that's how I ended up enjoying it. So it was great. Sean Sheridan says, I loved Ends, but the fact they pulled an idea from Halloween 4 is proof this series needs to finish. No reboots, just end it. The thing is, though, I don't know, without spoiling, I don't know what they can do to make more movies now. Hopefully this is the end of the franchise. I'm hoping, because I think it'll be a pretty, obviously people are going to disagree with me at all, but I think it's a pretty good end. I was satisfied coming out of that. I thought, I don't think they can end it any better way than this, really, in my opinion. Sure, it's got issues in certain aspects of it, but I feel like the way it wraps things up was really, really satisfying to me. So, yeah, I don't know what they do, because this is a legacy sequel trilogy, so it ignores the other sequels and takes place directly after the first 78 movies. So for them to come back in 5 years and do another one won't make sense. It just won't. It won't make sense at all. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe when they say Halloween Ends, they mean Halloween Ends. So maybe that means this is the last of the franchise for them. But if this makes money, I can guarantee you they're going to find some fucking way to do another one. Dodger Impossible says, should have ended at H20 with Steve Miner. Not seen H20. I've seen Halloween 78, Halloween 2, 81. Is it 81? Halloween 2, Halloween 3. I've not seen any of the stuff in between Halloween 3 and Resurrection, so I've not seen those ones. I've seen Rob Zombie's Halloween and Rob Zombie's H2. H2 is terrible. I fucking hate that movie. The Halloween remake wasn't too bad. It had its fucking really bad problems, but I thought the second half of the film was quite entertaining for what it was. And then we've got this Reboot Trilogy, which has been a mixed bag for me. I really enjoyed 2018, like I said, but I felt like it was playing it safe. And I didn't buy that Laurie Strode became this fucking Sarah Connor kind of, doomsday prepper. And I refuse to believe that this kind of, that thing that happened in one night back in 1978, that kind of trauma can carry and consume you for all this time, to the point where you're preparing for him to come back and he's going to be back. And it just like consumes your whole life. I don't know, I don't mean to offend anyone that has gone through serious trauma, because I don't know how trauma works. So I've not had a significant traumatic event in my life, but I just find that unbelievable that the events of one night can follow this person for 40 years and consume every waking moment of her life. I just don't find that believable. On a personal level, I just don't believe. I don't find it believable. But yeah, I do have a Halloween box set, so I do plan to watch the other movies at some point. Sean Sheridan says, anytime I watch Jason X, I'm tempted to sing Go Go Power Rangers. I mean, look, you threw out the fucking crossover right there, mate. I need to see that crossover now. Go Go Power Rangers. It'd be amazing. It'd be so good. I mean, when I say so good, but I mean so bad. But it'd be cool to see it. Sean also says the rights to Friday are a messy affair. Just say one guy owns the Friday the 13th title, the other owns Jason the character, so a new Jason movie cannot be called Friday the 13th. Interesting. Would it be called like Voorhees or something? Soph says, as you know, I've added Corey into my crush book. Fuck's sake. No one needs to know that, Soph. It's not important information. Big P33 says, if they made this with anyone other than Michael and not called it Halloween, it would have been better for me personally. They committed a cardinal sin in Ends, but I'll stay spoiler free. Discuss it in Messenger. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Sean Sheridan says, never seen Halloween 4. Never seen Halloween 4. Watch it, dude. One of the best of the series. Halloween 5 and 6 are dog shit. Stay away from them. I've got the box set. I'm probably going to watch them anyway. Any hope for Avatar 2? Not particularly, solely because I've never cared about the original Avatar. So, I mean, when I go and watch it, I probably will. I've got a Cineworld Unlimited card, so I can just I pay monthly, so I can just go to the cinema as much as I want. So I probably will. It'd be a film to give me an excuse to go and use my unlimited card to go and see a film. So I probably would still go and see it, but I don't have any particular hope that it's going to be particularly good. I don't know why James Cameron has devoted his fucking entire life on these fucking sequels when it's like it's way overdue now. Like it's way like out of the ballpark. I mean, if he put out Avatar 2, in 2011, 2012, I think that would be a perfect time for that and capitalize on the success of the original one. But I think it's now it's just way too late. And for him to do three sequels back to back is a bit ridiculous for him. But I mean, he's massive. He can do whatever he wants now, can't he? He doesn't have to worry about money or anything. I'm doing this because I want it now. Like, is what it is. So says, excuse me, it's very important info. Thank you, you darling. No, I disagree. It's not important whatsoever. Sean says, you're a football fan? No, not at all, mate. Sorry, I don't really care for football at all. I'm not really a sports person in general, if I'm honest. If you want to call it a sport, I'm into wrestling, but we don't really call that a sport, to be honest. Last Chance just says, I wish they released a triple pack of Art the Clown, because most don't know they were originally in All Hallows Eve 2, which I don't think got a UK release. Yeah, I heard about that. That was the original short with him in it. It was a short film, isn't it, I believe? Yeah. Yeah, it'd be cool for them to have that, put that out there. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna get that double pack though. Definitely gonna get the Blu-ray for the two films. We have classic reviews. Josh, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Soph says Jason's favorite sport is sleeping and making weird noises. I mean, sleeping is really good. When you're kids, you didn't want to go to bed because you're hyper, but now as an adult, you're broken. All you want to do is sleep. That's life, guys. That's life. Sleep is good. Sleep is good. If I was paid to sleep, I'd be really happy. But I digress. My favourite saying, apparently, according to Soph. I was going to show this off while I'm here. I got this cool little alien set from eBay a little while ago. I've not seen this set before. It's like the 30th anniversary. It's like a really cool set. I really like it. I fucking love that artwork on the box as well. I adore this film. Who doesn't adore Aliens? It's so good. But yeah, it's basically just a fancy box with the Blu-ray on it and some art cards which I can't be able to get out. But yeah, it's just the box alone was just that's entry. That's price of admission, as they say already. It's pretty awesome. Look out for that on eBay. It's a really nice edition of Aliens. Still waiting for the 4K though. Who wants the 4K of Aliens? I do. Me. Anyway, Sean says, Terrifier 2 sounds mint. Soph says, no. Thanks, Soph. Dr. Impossible says, there's just too much milk in the tit of disheveled returns when it comes to reboots and remakes. It's lazy, boring, and shockingly lackluster. Somebody needs to drain the swamp of Hollywood. Thing is, though, it's become such a norm, and people keep still giving money to these fucking studios that they're just going to keep doing it. That's why I'm looking forward to stuff like Barbarian and what's that fucking new M. Night movie? Knock at the Cabin looks interesting. We never know what we're going to get with M. Night. We might get really good, or we might get absolute dog shit. We never know with M. Night. But I'm all for more original movies. Like that's why partly why Malignant was my favorite film of last year is because it's like an original horror film. It's not a sequel. It's not a remake. It's not a reboot. It's nothing. It was an original horror film from a really, really cool director that I really like, and I fucking love that movie, of course, as you know. But again, I'm also part of the problem. If they announce Malignant 2, I'm going to be there day one, guys. You know what I mean? It's a sequel we don't need, but I'll be there. I'll be up for it if it comes out. So I feel like as much as I do moan about reboots, remakes, and sequels, I'm also part of the problem because I go and see those films. So I think we all can be a part of the problem sometimes. But like people like the thing is, I think general audiences like familiarity. Then they like to know what they're going into for a film. So that's why sequels are always popular. That's why reboots are always popular, because they're getting something they believe to be familiar again, and that's why this kind of stuff just gets churned out like shit. Like, why do you think the Transformers franchise is a multi-billion-dollar franchise? It's just because fucking everyone went and saw it, didn't they? Even though they're dog shit movies, but everyone went and saw them. General audiences went and saw them. They wanted robots just destroying each other. You can't fucking tell what's going on when they fight in those movies. But yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's that cycle of familiarity. I can't even fucking say that word, guys. I can't talk if you can't tell. I can't talk and I'm on a stream. Wow. Such is my life, guys. Such is my life. Sean Sheridan says, what's your favourite Spider-Man movie? I'm going to be boring and say No Way Home. I feel like that was just like probably one of the greatest superhero films ever made, in my opinion. I love they put a lot of character development on Peter Parker, a lot of weight to him, and that film's almost like a clean slate for Peter Parker and Spider-Man. I'm really excited where they're going to take him in his truly true solo movie. I don't know why they lumped him in with the Avengers stuff. I felt it was very odd for Peter Parker to be lumped in with the Avengers for his like first true kind of MCU kind of batch of movies. But yeah, I'm looking forward to what they're doing with him next. But that No Way Home, I thought was an absolute fucking blast. I thought it had a lot of stakes involved. There was a lot of emotional weight. There was just so much. People say it's nostalgia bait, and Hollywood's become nostalgia bait as well. But I feel like that film treated that nostalgia just so well, and it was just so good. Yeah, love No Way Home, but I feel like that's a bit of a generic answer at this point. I could say Spider-Man 2, but that's also quite a generic answer. Last Chance just says, it's an anthology-style movie with art in all three parts. I'm also shocked it's getting a release so soon, next Monday, as it may be in cinemas over in the US, where we get it in the UK. That's cool. I don't know why we don't get it in cinemas. It's a bit weird. Big P33 says, deep into my A to Z of horror this month. P tonight. Watched a few crackers I've never seen and revisited a few classics. What's on your watch list for the rest of the month, bud? Me and Sophie are going to be watching Ash vs. the Evil Dead TV series. And then after that, we plan to watch the Evil Dead remake on 4K because I got the 4K of that. I don't know what else I plan to watch, to be honest. I don't really plan stuff, to be honest. Like I just feel like putting on what I've put on. But in the October month, in the Halloween season, it's usually a horror film. I've got to watch The Exorcist again at some point this year because I've not watched it in a couple of years. I need to rewatch that again because I fucking love that movie. But yeah, I don't usually have a plan for this time of year. And when it concerns like, watch list, like what's coming out, I'm probably going to go and see Black Adam next week with Soph. We're looking forward to that. I don't know what else is coming out, to be honest. Definitely seeing Barbarian when that comes. That comes out at the end of the month, actually. Barbarian's definitely on our list. Really looking forward to that one. I want to see Smile as well. I haven't got around to seeing Smile, so I do want to see that. I've heard really cool things about that film, so I'm looking forward to seeing that one. And yeah, just like any old, I'll probably watch a couple of Nightmare on Elm Streets this month as well, part of Halloween. The usual stuff, really. The usual stuff, really. Joshua Puzzle says Cameron needed a project with a different direction, maybe a Halloween film. That's good. I don't know what a James Cameron Halloween movie would be like, to be honest. So fast. So what are our Halloween plans? I haven't got a clue. I'm terrible at plans. Don't ask me about plans. I'm awful. I'm not good at plans, honestly. I can't. I'm awful. It all depends on work as well, so it's just a complete mess. Sean Sheridan says, ever seen Shocker by Wes Craven? I haven't, but I do plan to pick up the Midnight Factory media book Blu-ray set they've put out. I do plan to get that at some point. But yeah, I've not seen that one. I've heard it's a bit weird. I've heard it's a bit weird. Do. At the end of the comments, guys. The end of the comments, I'm a bit lost. So says, I was thinking of the movie night with snacks and pizza, the usual, although I might bring my cat ears. Haha, cat ears. Guess it's Halloween, right? Got to get dressed up somewhere. Don't we do movie night every night, though, Soph? Like, isn't that like the usual, just like all the time? It's not technically anything special for Halloween, is it really? Sean Sheridan says, tone-wise, it's all over the place. Shocker. Yeah, I've heard it's a bit weird, but I do plan to get it. Check it out. I want to rewatch The Omen as well at some point. Really, really like The Omen. I think that's really a really good horror movie. That's what I'm singing for. Andy asks, are you going to revisit Demon Knight? That's actually a really good shout, Andy. I really like that movie. I might have to give it a rewatch soon as well. That's a fun movie. I do want to see the other Tales from the Crypt movie. Forgotten what it's called, though. I do want to watch that as well. Big P33 says, got a couple of things to send your way, buddy. We'll check the Royal Mail strike dates first, though. But thanks, man. Really do appreciate that. Really do appreciate that. Honestly, you're too good to me, Al. You really are. You're top dude, and really appreciate all your generosity, man. Soph says, I also like to carve pumpkins, as I have never done that. Yeah, but I would like to do it. But like, you showed me that Vecna carving, and it was like amazing. And I'm just like, well, I don't want to carve pumpkins anymore. Sean Sheridan says, yeah, No Way Home for me was the culmination of 20 years of Spider-Man. Exactly. And if you think about it, it's not just a sequel to the MCU Spider-Man films. It's literally a sequel to like 3 Spider-Man movies, which is insane. It's literally, it's the third MCU Spider-Man. It's Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland. No, with Tobey Maguire, sorry. And it's Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man 3 with Andrew Garfield. It's like 3 Spider-Man sequels in one. It's so cool. It's fucking so cool. Oh, yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah, the Tales from the Crypt movie, Bordello of Blood. I do want to get that and check that one out because I love Demon Knight. Demon Knight's great. Fucking really, really, really good. Really coolio. Oh yeah, I had tea, but now I've got some cherryade. Bar cherryade. The monkey says, yes, that one is the shit. Okay, I guess it's good. So says, I will buy spooky snacks for Halloween. Basically, let me plan Halloween night. Okay, I'm shit at plans anyway, so you do it. It's be a bit easier for me. Sean says, The Exorcist, never been a huge fan. I quite like Exorcist 3. Oh, I have that to watch. I've never seen it before, Exorcist 3. Thank you for reminding me, Sean. I've literally bought that about a couple of weeks ago. So that's definitely going to be on my docket to watch. The Exorcist 3. Last Chance Ches says, Into the Spider-Verse is my favourite Spider-Man movie. Looking forward to playing Miles Morales on PC now that I've completed the first one on PC. That Spider-Man game was fucking awesome. Really enjoyed that Spider-Man game. It's really good. Soph says, you just turn up. Yeah, I mean, that's easy. That's easy enough. Al says, right, sir, I'm off. Good chatting, pal. We'll catch up on Messenger, matey. Take it easy, dude. All the best, Al. Hope you have a good week, rest of the weekend. Sean says, Exorcist 2, I hear, is the best horror movie ever made. I don't know if I've heard that. I've heard it's one of the worst sequels of all time. I've also heard it's quite bad. It's good. So it might be a worthy watch in some crazy way. I don't know. BP33 says, Exorcist 3 has one of the best scares ever. Been spoiled it, seen it, so I know when it's coming. Sean says, that's the joke. I heard Exorcist 2 is crap. I'm intrigued by how bad it is, to be honest, but I don't want to waste my time if it's just going to be unwatchable. You know, definition of unwatchable. Halloween 2 by Rob Zombie. That's a film that is unwatchable to me. Brazilian Dave, welcome to the stream. He's like, all right, my babbers. We are all right, I think. Yeah, I'm good. Drinking cherryade. We're all good. Soph says, all I need you to do is make a list of what you fancy watching on Halloween, and we can put them through a randomizer. Randomizer is a great idea, Soph. I dig the idea. Dave says, nice to catch you live, Jason. Well, thank you. I don't usually do these like random afternoon lives, but I thought I'm kind of bored on a Sunday, and it's kind of cold, and I thought I'll do a little afternoon stream. I don't know how long I'm going to go for, guys. I don't know how long I'm going to be on here for, but it's been a good little chat so far. Sean Sheridan says, Exorcist was not a movie that needed sequels. I'm curious about the reboot next year. Yeah, I know why they're doing it because of money, but like I said, it's going to be apparently a direct sequel to the first one, which is going to be odd because if you know how the original one ends, you assume that everything is okay, but I guess I don't know where they can go from there. That's why like you said, like it didn't need sequels, so it's like where can they go from that original movie? I just don't know. Dave asks, how's Halloween horror watching going this month? Yeah, I watched quite a few stuff. I watched the 3 Evil Dead movies in 4K, which I spoke about earlier. I've watched the 2 Hostel movies. I still really love Hostel 1. I think it's a great mid-2000s horror film. Really, really dig that movie. Hostel 2 isn't that great, I don't think. It's a bit better on a rewatch, but I didn't think it was that. Still don't think it's as good as the first one. I watched Halloween Ends Friday night, which I really enjoyed. I thought it was just a really fun movie with loads of characterization. I forget what else we've watched. What have I watched? I don't remember what I've watched. I can't remember. Maybe Sofa remind me what else we've watched, because I can't remember. I'm terrible. Soph says, and you're missing me, of course. Of course I am, Soph. Of course I am. Big P33 says the Exorcist TV show was decent. I didn't even know there was an Exorcist TV show. When was this thing? Let me know now about that Exorcist TV show. I didn't even know that was a thing. Andy says, a sequel that has no right to be as good as it is, Psycho 2. Holy shit, guys, Psycho 2. Fucking Andy, great heads up reminder there. Yeah, I watched Psycho 2 recently, like a week ago. And this might be one of my favourite fucking 80s films ever. Like, holy shit, that movie is so good. I think I might like it more than the original. I know it's blasphemy. I know it's like, how dare you betray the Alfred Hitchcock, you bastard. I know, right? I know, guys. But Psycho 2, I fucking loved it. I can't get over it. Psycho 2 is so good, guys. It's so fucking good. Anthony Perkins is the star of the show in that movie. He's got so much charisma. He's so likable. You can't root for him. Straight from the beginning, you kind of, secretly kind of rooting for him. Oh, it's so good, man. Fucking, I love that movie. Andy, that was a shout and a half, my friend. Fucking hell. Holy shit. It's one of the best sequels ever made. It's up there with Aliens, Terminator 2, and the like. It's just fucking awesome. I fucking love that movie. Sean Schroeder says, I don't hate Hostel. It's a decent little movie, but my taste in movies has changed since it came out. That's fair, man. That's fair. Soph says, we also watched a great little movie on Shudder called The Shed. Oh, guys, on Shudder, we've got Shudder, me and Soph, the streaming service. And there's this cool little vampire film called The Shed, which we had a really good time with it. You can tell it's a very low-budget movie, but it's a really kind of just like self-contained little story. And we really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good time. To the point where I actually want to get the Blu-ray. The Shed, look out for it, guys. It's actually a really fun little horror film, vampire horror film. Really, really, really fun. Last Chance Ches says, thoughts on the Hatchet movie series? I've only seen the first, as I have it on DVD. Triple pack with the first two Hostel movies. Fucking crazy, like crazy bonkers. I find them a bit crazy bonkers. I've seen the three, but I've not seen Victor Crowley, which is the fourth one. And they're all kind of tread old ground. Like if you've seen the first one, you know what to expect for the other two movies. They kind of tread the same ground. Really, there's not much of a difference with those three movies. But they're just fucking bonkers insane, like absolutely insane. Like the kills are unbelievable. Just like they're just like, you don't believe a person could do this to somebody. Like it's absolutely unbelievable. But it's that kind of unbelievability that makes them quite fun, in my opinion. I mean, they're so bad they're good kind of movies, in my opinion. But they're just bonkers, insane, stupid. And I kind of have a good time with them. I need to rewatch those, actually. I haven't watched those in a few years. I need to actually give those a rewatch. The thing is, I don't think you can get them on Blu-ray, which is annoying. I even think the DVDs are quite... I think the first one's fairly cheap to get on DVD, but I think the sequels are quite expensive on DVD, if I remember correctly. Cough, cough. Big P3 says, star Gina Davis and think it's still on Amazon Prime. Oh, that's cool. I might have a look into that then. Soph says, remind me and I will bring my copy of Psycho 2. Saves you buying it. Well, thank you, Soph. I do appreciate that. Sean Sheridan says, Psycho 2, one of the best sequels ever made. I prefer it to 1960. Yeah, so do I, Sean. So do I. I think I just find myself engrossed in the whole story in Psycho 2. I just think it's like, to do a sequel to Psycho 2, like, where could they really gone with it? And the direction they decided to go with it, I thought was just fantastic. What a great, almost kind of like a bait and switch kind of mystery story where you think where things are going to go. You think, oh yeah, he's probably going to go mad again and kill, but it kind of subverts your expectations there, and I think it's just really fun. Dave says, just got back from HMV, actually. Picked up Halloween Kills, Malignant, Conjuring on 4K. Oh, Malignant, man. Malignant is so good. Fucking love Malignant. Halloween Kills, not so much. And I've not seen any of the Conjuring movies, funny enough. We have Terrence in the chat. Welcome to the... I can't talk, guys. Welcome to the stream, Terrence. I hope you're doing well. Big P says, yeah, Jason, both seasons of Exodus still on Prime. Oh, I don't have Prime, though. That's the problem. Damn it. Dave says, low-budget horrors are sometimes the best. Yeah, that film, The Shed, is really good. I really enjoyed it for what it was. Terrence says, nice to hear Psycho 2 getting praised. Mate, I fucking love that film. It's like, it's weird. I've been seeing some of these like cult movies really late. Like I think this year I've seen The Omen. I saw The Omen for the first time this year. Fucking love that film. Psycho 2 this year. Love that film. I saw The Burbs with Tom Hanks this year, and that automatically went into my favorite 80s films of all time. I fucking love The Burbs. So I'm discovering these older films for the first time this year, and they're automatically becoming favorites because they just are like, how have I not watched these sooner, guys? It's crazy. But yeah, Psycho 2 is just so good. So good. I think the chemistry between Norman Bates and Mary is a great... Their relationship in the movie is another reason why I just thought it was just such a fucking good watch and a good mystery that unfolded. And it has one just gnarly kill in it as well, which I really appreciated. Soph says, also, we watched Splinter, another great little horror movie. Splinter is great. Splinter is a great example of a low-budget horror film that maximizes their budget and focuses it on one location at this like petrol station. Really, really good little movie. It's like The Thing at a gas station, but only if the thing was like this kind of fungal disease. It's really good, guys. Splinter is just a really cool, like, low-budget little horror film. We've watched loads of horror films recently, so. Terrence says, Halloween Ends was shit. So sorry, can't contain my horror constipation. I mean, I really enjoyed it, but that was just me. So I'm sorry you didn't enjoy yourself, Terrence, but I had a good time with it personally. Fucking hell. Soph, you're being savage. Stop it. Terrence says, I am Oscar the Grouch. I live in the bin. That must be fucking cheap rent. Holy shit. How'd you fit your collections and stuff in there, man? Must be cheap rent in the bin. BP33 says, Blood Vessel is on YouTube to watch free. Underrated vampire movie from a couple of years ago. That's a cool name for a vampire film as well. I like that. Blood Vessel. That's cool. I like that. That's a cool name. That'd be a cool band name. Terrence says, Terrifier 2 has already grossed 2 million. Almost. Wow. I need to see that. I need to see that film. I'm going to get the set when it comes out. Terrence says, pure profit. Fucking hell. They're doing good there. Sean Sheridan says, thoughts on Scream set in New York? I'm kind of done with the Scream franchise at this point. I feel like I don't know. It's weird. Like, I feel like it's Scream's always been a consistently mixed bag for me. I feel like Scream 1's really good. Scream 2 is a pretty decent sequel. Scream 3 is dog shit. Scream 4 is just middling at best. It's kind of like just there. And I felt like Scream 5, this year's Scream, tried to be hip with the kids and be a bit more kind of catered to a younger audience. And I feel like it played it a bit too safe with the way basically the formula was still the same, but it played it a bit safe. So I'm a bit over it at this point. I'm a bit over it. So I don't really care what they do with Scream 6 anymore. Like, it's gonna, obviously they're making it, it's coming out, but I mean, just stop now, please. Like, it's just, I watched Scream 1 to 4 in a marathon once, and the formula gets really old. Once you finish Scream 2, it's just like, I refuse to believe that this shit can happen to the same character on fucking 5 separate occasions. Like, come on, guys, man. Like, it's unbelievably stupid if you think about it for too long. Like, it really is. It really is. I mean, you can say the same thing about all the slashers, I suppose. I suppose slashers that have the same character throughout. So, like, you can say the same thing about Halloween. Like, Laurie Strode. Like, I refuse the same shit. This trauma's following her for fucking 40 years. I just don't believe it. Same goes with Sydney Prescott. I refuse that this same fucking Ghostface killer copycat thing happens to her over and over again. I don't buy it, and I just don't care anymore. John Sheridan says, I have Shudder, never use it. Have a reason to now. Cool, man. Yeah, the Schedule I thought was a pretty fun little movie. It's not amazing. It's not the best thing ever. It has some story issues there, but for what it is, I had a good time with it. So just don't go in there expecting like fucking Fright Night or something good like that. I mean, it's not that. It's still good, but it's not like Fright Night or Lost Boys good. Big P says, gonna ask the room, never seen Possessor and considering watching as my P movie. Is it more sci-fi than horror? I would say yes, it's more sci-fi than horror. It has body horror elements and kind of mind warping kind of stuff in there. I love that film. I thought that film was fucking one of the best sci-fi films of like 2020. I thought it was great. Brought to us by Brandon Cronenberg, David Cronenberg's son, which is good. But yeah, it's very, very hard sci-fi, but it has a lot of like body horror elements. The violence in that film is just really fucking brutal stuff, like really savage. But it's very much about understanding who you are, or and remembering who you are, and what you stand by and stuff. And there's a lot of like mind melding kind of narrative beats to it, so it's very, very sci-fi, but it also has a lot of horror involved there. So yeah, like it's very much a sci-fi movie, but it has that kind of DNA of that body horror that Cronenberg is famous for. That's how I kind of badly explain it anyway, because I can't talk. Soph says, Savage is my middle name, I love. That's strange. I thought it was something else. Sean says, well, I'm off. Good stream, dude. Thanks a lot, Sean. Have a good rest of the weekend. Speak to you soon, hopefully. Big P says, Blood Vessel is about survivors of a shipwreck that find an abandoned German boat with a secret. Definitely worth a watch. That sounds fucking cool. I don't know. I got a thing, guys, about I do like kind of like horrors on boats. So like films like Deep Rising, Ghost Ship, Triangle. What else? What's that fucking movie? I didn't like it, but what was it? Fucking Amalgamated Dynamics made fucking practical effects. Oh fuck, what was it called? I've forgotten. There's no horror film, like low budget horror film set on the boat. There's loads of really cool horror films set on the boat, which I quite like. BP says, cheers for the info, Jason. Had it narrowed to Pandorum Possessor, which would be a first watch. Rewatch of Poltergeist or Paranormal Activity. Pandorum is a really underrated sci-fi horror that I quite like. Quite like Pandorum. It kind of feels it's got elements of Event Horizon in there, which I quite like. It's kind of like Alien mixed with Event Horizon. It's quite cool. BP says, you'll love Blood Vessel, mate. Awesome. So it says, we could watch a couple of Paranormal Activity films on Halloween, or are you scared? I'm probably too scared. Those films fuck me up big time. And with that being said, it's just gone an hour. I was about to end the stream and then someone dropped in. Damn it. Movie Mad, welcome to the stream. I was just going to kind of wrap up because my voice is dead and I didn't want this to go on too long. Sorry, dude. Soph says, we also watched Hellraiser and part of Hellraiser 2. We need to watch the new one. Yeah, really enjoyed Hellraiser on the rewatch. I've never liked Hellraiser 2. I think it's boring. So, a bit of a rehash of the first one, unfortunately. Movie message, that's cool. Sorry, dudes. But yeah. With that being said, I'm going to call it a day, I think. Thanks for everyone for joining. Really do appreciate it. It's just a short little stream today. Didn't want to take up too much of my afternoon. But yeah, I hope everyone's having a great Sunday. Take care. I hope next week isn't too much of a pain for everybody with work and whatnot. And hopefully I'll speak to you guys next week on another stream. Stay safe and all that nonsense. And don't get too scared when you're watching your horror movies this Halloween, guys. So, yeah, signing off, guys. See you soon.